Well, good morning, everyone. Well, maybe it's not morning because I don't know what time you're watching this. But if it is not morning where you are, it is morning somewhere in the world. I'm here to talk to you about storytelling and music. Now, we've all heard songs with lyrics that tell a story, but music without lyric can tell a story too. Sometimes it's a very specific story, say the soundtrack to a movie. Sometimes you don't know the story and you get to get creative with it in your head. So we're going to kind of show you how this might work. So I want to show you some examples of how we tell music in some stories like this. So that sounds maybe like a character who's a hero of a story. Let's hear what this sounds like. So that's probably the villain. Music can also demonstrate specific actions. For instance, going up the stairs. And then falling down. Or how about an epic battle? One of the most tangible qualities of music is its ability to communicate and create emotions. For example, two people in love. How about joy? Or perhaps you see something that takes your breath away. Or sadness. Music can communicate more than emotion. It can also communicate a time and place. Suppose your story takes place in a hot desert somewhere in the Middle East. Or how about a saloon in the 1920s? Oh, I got one. How about a pirate ship? Pretty sure I've heard that one somewhere. What about the year 1700 and the court of the king? So you've seen how music can be used in so many ways to communicate every aspect of a story. So I think we're going to try and put this together in a real story. Christmas is coming up real quick, so I think it's about time I told you the story of how Santa learned to fly. A story begins a long time ago with a young Santa Claus working in his toy shop. He was a little bit irritated that his parents gave him a name like Santa, since none of his other friends had Santa as a first name. Now, he had just entered the toy business on a whim. After becoming increasingly frustrated with the price of Legos, he just thought to himself, by golly, I'll make my own then. So his toy shop became quite successful. Soon people from all over the world were buying his toys, especially around the holiday season. But then Amazon Prime became a thing and people were ordering toys, expecting same-day delivery. And finally it dawned on him, I'm gonna have to deliver presents to every single little girl and boy in the world in one night. Now that sounds a bit stressful, doesn't it? So Santa had to figure out how best to deliver the presents. Maybe, he thought to himself, if I take the train, that will get me where I need to be fast enough. Nope, not fast enough. Trains can't even cross the ocean. How about a submarine? Nope, too yellow, and they don't handle the desert very well. How about an elephant? Too slow, we need something that can fly. I know, a flock of birds can carry me. Nothing was working, and Santa's starting to freak out a little bit because so many people are waiting presents and he doesn't want to lose his 5-star rating on Yelp. So he happened to pass a reindeer farm where an especially pretty lady cared for some reindeer. Why don't you give my reindeer a go, she said. Sure, why not? After all, he tried everything else. Well, he sits down on the field, and they get going, and they're running, and they're going faster and faster, and they're flying. What? Flying? It was true. The reindeer were flying. Oh no, a storm! Santa raced through the sky. When all of a sudden, lightning struck! And he fell, and he fell, and he fell. And he landed with a thud. The reindeer was nowhere to be seen. They must have been vaporized. Santa was very sad. But wait, someone's approaching! What? Wait, what? No, not Darth Vader. What do you think this is? Christmas story. Oh my. Anyways, Rudolph came prancing by. Let's go. Along with that pretty lady who cared for the reindeer. God knows how the heck she got there too, but there was something different about Rudolph. His nose. It was glowing like a light bulb. You see, the lightning caused a very scientific change in Rudolph, causing electricity to permanently course through his veins without electrocuting him, so that his nose was permanently glowing. Now this ended up being really problematic for Rudolph because how are you supposed to sleep with a bright light in your face? But that's okay, he didn't know that yet. So Santa said, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? And then he turns to the pretty lady who cared for the reindeer and he's like, will you marry me? And she's like, well, that came out of nowhere. Maybe ask me on a date first. And so he did. And then they did fall in love. made toys and delivered them to all the girls and boys in the world and lived happily ever after. Every piece of music tells a story. Some songs have lyrics and tell you the story, but some music doesn't have words to it, so it's up to you to use your imagination. So whenever you listen to music, whether it be on the radio or this concert, ask yourself, what story am I hearing? Who are the characters? Where does this take place? How does it end? And you'll be surprised at the faraway lands and crazy adventures and heartbreak and love stories that you end up as you immerse yourself in the music. Thank you.